Did you know that in some countries, shaking hands with the opposite gender is considered extremely rude? Well, there are actually quite a few places around the world where you should avoid shaking hands with the opposite gender. And no, it's not just because of the #MeToo movement. It goes way deeper than that. In some Islamic, Orthodox, Jewish, or conservative Hindu communities, for example, shaking hands with the opposite gender is forbidden for religious reasons. This is because skin contact with the opposite gender is seen as being too intimate, and it's often best to avoid it entirely. Of course, there are plenty of other cultures where shaking hands with the opposite gender is not only allowed, but it's also the norm. For example, in many parts of Europe, the Middle East, and North America, it's common for men and women to shake hands when they meet someone for the first time. But if you travel to Japan, you should never shake hands with someone from the opposite gender. Instead, you should bow. The Japanese have a very different view on physical contact, and it's generally seen as being too aggressive or forward. The same goes for India, where you should always greet someone with namaste. This involves pressing your palms together in a prayer-like position. It's a respectful and traditional way of greeting people that dates back thousands of years. In Thailand, you can't go wrong with the Y greeting. All you have to do is press your palms together in front of your chest and slightly raise them upwards. It's a similar gesture to namaste, and it's used in many different situations, such as when you meet someone for the first time, when you thank someone, or when you say goodbye. The Tibetans have a unique way of greeting each other. When you meet someone, you should stick out your tongue to show that you are not a threat. It may seem strange, but this is a sign of respect in Tibetan culture. If you visit Tibet, make sure you learn this one. The Maori are a tribe in New Zealand that have their own unique culture and traditions. When you meet someone from the Maori tribe, they will likely greet you with a hong-i, which is a nose-pressing ceremony. This is a sacred ritual that has been practiced for centuries, and it's a way of showing respect and acknowledging the other person's presence. But why is shaking hands considered rude in some places? Well, in many cultures around the world, the handshake was seen as being too aggressive or forward. For example, in many Asian countries, physical contact is generally avoided and the handshake was seen as being too intimate. In some African countries, shaking hands with someone from the opposite gender could be seen as a sexual advance. And in many Latin American countries, the handshake was seen as being too cold and impersonal. I hope this video has taught you something new. If you're planning to travel to any of these countries, make sure to research the local customs before you go. Simple handshake could be deeply offensive in some places, so it's important to know what you're doing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Make sure to subscribe for more content. Thanks.